Did you know that 47 states in the US have texting while driving bans? However, research shows that 1 out of every 4 accidents in the United States are still the result of someone texting behind the wheel. My purpose today is to inform you about the arguments associated with a new ban that makes all phone usage behind the wheel illegal in the US. As someone who was injured by a texting driver, I care deeply about this topic and have done extensive research on all sides of it. After today, you will have more information about this ban so you can decide for yourself if you support it or not. I will begin by describing the arguments for supporting this ban and conclude with the arguments for opposing it. With our roadmap in place, let's begin with the reasons to support this ban. There are 2 main reasons why some people support this ban. The first reason is the belief that it will be easier for officers to enforce the law. According to Emma Gormley, a published author in the Indiana Law Journal, many states have found it difficult to enforce bans that prohibit texting but not other phone usage behind the wheel illegal. One example of this is in the state of Indiana, where less than 400 tickets were issued in the first 5 years the state implemented their texting while driving ban. According to Gormley, Indiana police attribute the shockingly low number of tickets that are issued annually to difficulties in enforcing the ban, since the state made it illegal to text but not do other phone activities behind the wheel. Because of this, it is impossible for officers to determine that a driver is actually texting, and therefore they often have to rely on the confession of a driver. The proposed ban would make all phone usage behind the wheel illegal, allowing an officer to pull a driver over without proving they were actually texting. According to the PBS NewsHour in 2018, another barrier that officers often face is that many states categorize texting as a secondary offense, which means that a driver must also exhibit dangerous driving behavior in order to be pulled over. A ban that prohibits all phone usage behind the wheel would categorize texting as a first offense in every state, allowing officers to enforce the ban as soon as they see a driver on their phone. The second reason for supporting the ban is the belief that it will save lives. According to the United States DMV, an estimated 9 people are killed every day from texting while driving. In the year 2015 alone, 35,000 people were killed and 2.2 million people were injured from texting while driving accidents. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported that an estimated 36% of all accidents could be avoided if distracted driving was not a factor. Because of this, it is believed that a nationwide ban could save thousands of lives. With the supporting arguments covered, let's consider the opposing arguments. There are 2 main reasons why some people oppose this nationwide ban. The first reason is the belief that it is excessive government regulation. According to J.D. Chase of the Association for the Advancement of Automotive Medicine, public polls show that the majority of people believe driving laws should be under state rather than federal jurisdiction. The required federal involvement for this nationwide ban would be viewed as excessive government regulation by many citizens and met with their opposition. The second argument for opposing this ban is that many drivers don't think they need it. According to a 2017 study on 900 King County drivers, more than 70% of participants view texting while driving as dangerous when others do it, but 75% of drivers believed it was very unlikely they would cause an accident while texting and driving themselves. These individuals would not support even stricter rules on the road. In conclusion, the arguments surrounding this ban have many complexities. Let's review what we've learned today. First, we learned the arguments for supporting the ban, which included the belief that it will be easier to enforce and that it will save lives. Police officers find it difficult to enforce current bans that only prohibit texting, with additional difficulty in states that categorize texting as a secondary offense. The proposed ban would make all phone use illegal and classify it as a first offense in every state. We also learned how dangerous texting while driving is and how this ban could save the lives of thousands every year. Next, we learned about the arguments for opposing this ban. This included the belief that it is excessive government regulation and the mentality of many drivers that they simply don't need a ban. Many people feel that driving laws ought to be under state rather than federal jurisdiction and view federal involvement as excessive regulation. Furthermore, while most people view texting while driving as dangerous, they feel confident in their own abilities to do so and therefore oppose stricter rules. Texting while driving is a pressing issue in our nation today. Now you have more information about the arguments surrounding a nationwide ban that makes all phone use behind the wheel legal, so you can decide for yourself where you stand. Thank you.